Are we going to play Minecraft? What do we need to do first? Get the
computer!
Yes, let's do it.
We're going to my world. My cool world.
What, the new world? Or are we going to go to our world? The one that we always go to? I want to go finish our tunnel.
But maybe you can just build a house.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how I wake up on a weekend. Hey, it's Vanner, and this is Finding Frequency, the podcast where I try to spot the extraordinary in each and every day. And I encourage you to do the same. And as you heard at the beginning of this recording, for me, it's not always that hard to find the extraordinary. Just a little bit of context. Francie and I discovered recently that we can actually play Minecraft, which is an online digital computer game, together. It's got this kind of construct of like square blocks, and you can build things. You can set it up so that it becomes a creative world where there is no threats, no fears, just creativity. And that's what I do. And then what makes it even better is that Dad can join Francie in his world, and we can build things together. Get annoyed at each other, but mostly have fun. And that's exactly what we did during the course of this weekend. And then further, also had the time or at least a little bit of a moment with Marta, where we went to our favorite restaurant. And boy, we can't really afford it at the moment because things are a little bit tight. But we decided, hey, we need a little bit of a pick-me-up. We went to our favorite little Thai restaurant and just had a great meal together. Unfortunately, however, Marta made a selection. And this is always the interesting thing about Marta. She knows what she likes. But her curiosity on the one side, and then also her FOMO. And FOMO, for you who don't know what that means, is fear of missing out, forces her to explore. Now, she encouraged me to explore a different meal, which I did, and I took up, and I enjoyed. Wow. And then also, on her side, she took up something else. And the funny thing is, I said before that I shouldn't be generalizing when I say things about Poland. But I'm going to do it and break that rule for this one. Polish people, and if you are Polish, please let me know if you disagree. But Polish people do not know how to handle spicy and very hot food, because I think there's a difference, right? Spiciness doesn't have to necessarily be super hot, but boy, they don't know how to handle that. On the flip side, thanks to my heritage, because as a South African, we've had all kinds of different Malay and Indian influences on our cooking. Makes it easy, and in fact, we crave it. And I think, wow, am I digressing from the original topic? But that's one of the things that I found quite tough here in Poland, is that the food is not terrible. That's the first thing. Someone told me that if you come to Poland, you're going to not enjoy the food. It's terrible. It's not terrible. I would, though, add that there isn't a large amount of flavor to the food. And I might get slapped by Polish folks, and forgive me. It's like flavor in relation to what I'm used to in my culture. Because and I'm not talking about dumping ketchup over everything, just the infusion of different tastes and flavors, and the way that we actually like to amplify that a little bit as South Africans. In Poland, it's much more subdued. I find myself many a time sitting at my mother-in-law's table searching for just a little bit extra salt. And you can never find that salt and pepper pot anywhere. But I also learned a lesson yesterday, or I tried to relay this to Marta, is that when I compared the two meals that we had yesterday, Marta had don't ask me the complicated Thai things, she had kind of a duck pasta dish that was really hot. And then on my side, I had this kind of red curry, coconut milk infused joy that I enjoyed. And I think sometimes what we do in our lives is that we add so much stuff we think that we are making something spicy or tasty, that we add too much. And I think that is Martha's meal. Is that it's kind of like the flavor of the duck and the spicy peppers, and they are not in unison. They're not working together. Where on my meal, I had all kinds of different ingredients, but I did not taste a single separate ingredient. I just enjoyed a symphony, and that's the only way that I can explain it. It became, all the ingredients became something else. And I think in life that kind of plays out as well. And if I look at some of the meals I've had in past that I probably didn't enjoy that much or whatever, just to keep on with my meal analogy, is that I think sometimes what we do is we add too many ingredients to a project, to a meal, to a whatever it is we do in life, and we think because we have all these things in there, it's going to just be better. The challenge is that what you actually should be seeking is to find how different things can complement each other. How when you add these different ingredients together, it becomes something new. I'm struggling a little bit to find my words. I don't know if it makes any sense, and I find that in life sometimes too, is that you add all these things, all these superstars, all these aspects to it, and then at the end of the day, it doesn't work out. But then when you add things together and it just starts clicking, because they either complement each other, they just go along. And complementing doesn't mean that you agree with each other. It can be contradicting things, but they together build something new. Then something interesting starts happening. And yes, I was thinking all this while sitting in a Thai restaurant in Warsaw, Poland. And that is my weekend. That is what I enjoyed, and I'm still grasping or clutching to the last couple of hours. I need to now sit down and do a little bit of work because I'm behind on some project stuff that I had to do over the week. Not entirely my fault, but let me not shift blame here. But then also I'm waiting for Marta and Francie to come back, because the last little snippet I'll leave you with, living here in Poland, and I think this is probably now the third or the second time that I'm kind of highlighting this one thing, is that on the 1st of November, because for many of us, we're heading towards Halloween season, and boy, is there Halloween stuff all over the place here in Poland. And what does this tradition have to do with Polish culture? Nothing. But I'll tell you what, little 4-year-old knows all about trick-or-treating. And it's not me. I'm not teaching him that at all. That being said, the one tradition we do have is All Saints. And then also, that means that on the 1st of November, everybody goes to the graveyards. It's a big deal here, and goes to clean graves and light candles and reflect and connect with those who've passed away, which I think is a really interesting and heartening tradition. However, in a pandemic, it's less than ideal because it's usually a big crowd of people and all kinds of things happening. So today, Marta and Francie quickly popped off to the cemetery to go and do said grave cleaning, allowing me to do the work. But you know what? I'm not working. I'm sitting here talking to you. So let me avoid further trouble and stop here and wish you all the best for a new week. Hopefully this week will carry some interesting, exciting, and good news for us all. You just need to wish it so, will it so, and it shall be so.